Hello, and welcome to this series of videos on the TI-30XS calculator. My name is Becky McGuffin, and I'm a math instructor with the Heartland Adult Education Consortium. The goal of this series of videos is to teach you how to get the maximum benefit out of your calculator on test day. When I tutor students, I always begin by asking them how comfortable they are with the calculator. And they almost always reply, "Oh yes, Miss Becky, I know how to use the calculator." But as I work with them, I find they really only knew how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. I often hear, "I didn't know the calculator would do that," after I show them one of the calculator functions. In this series, we'll go over exponent buttons, scientific notation, fractions, percents, even the store and variable buttons that you'll be able to use for more challenging algebra problems like those you'll find on the GED. If possible, I suggest you have one of the calculators in your hand as we go through these videos. That will allow you to practice each of the keystrokes as we go through different examples. This journey may be long, but I promise it will be rewarding and you will learn something about your calculator before we finish. So let's begin. Find the N over D button on your calculator. Notice the green UND just above the ND button. If a math problem has only numerator and denominator, we will use the N over D. However, if a math problem is a mixed number, a whole number with a fraction, you will need to use the second key to access the mixed number format. Follow these steps to type a fraction into the calculator. Hit N over D, and let's do 24 over 30. We enter the 24 in the numerator. We're going to move down and enter 30. It's a good habit to move our cursor out from underneath the fraction line. When we hit enter, the calculator will simplify the fraction to 4/5. If I need this as a decimal, we can use our toggle key and it will change 4/5 to the decimal 0.8. Now let's practice with a problem. Let's try 3/8 plus 2/5. To type the fraction 3/8, we'll hit our fraction button, 3 in the numerator, move down, 8 in the denominator, move out from the denominator, plus, we have to hit our fraction button again, 2 on top, 5 on the bottom, move out, enter, gives us the answer 31/40. We can toggle if we need it as a decimal and find it is 0.775. Let's try one with mixed numbers. We'll clear. Since this is a mixed number, I need to use the green UND. We'll hit the second, followed by the ND, which puts our mixed number format in the screen. We can enter 3 as the whole number, move over to the 1, move down for the 3. Move over again using our scroll button, minus. I have another mixed number, second, and my ND puts my mixed number format in the screen again. 2, move over, 3, move down, 4. Move over, when I hit enter, we get the number, the fraction 7/12. We can toggle that to a decimal of 0.5833. In the two previous examples, the answers we got were proper fractions. That means that the numerator, the top number, is smaller than the denominator, the bottom number. Let's look at what happens when we get an answer that is top-heavy, where the numerator is bigger than the denominator. So let's start by adding 7/9 plus 5/6. We'll hit N over D, 7 on top, 9 on the bottom, move over, plus N over D, 5 on the top, 6 on the bottom, move over. We hit enter, we get the number 29 over 18. This fraction is top-heavy. The top number, numerator, is larger than the bottom number. Sometimes You can leave the fraction in this format, especially when we start talking about slope. But if you need this number as a mixed number, there is a button in green just above the scientific notation that says ND has the double arrows UND. This feature will change a fraction that is top-heavy to a mixed number. So since it's in green, we have to use our second and hit our scientific notation button, and you see that it's going to change the N over D to the mixed number format. We hit enter and we get 1 and 11/18. If we needed this as a decimal, we can hit our double arrow toggle key and it will change it to 1.611. Let's do one that has mixed numbers. Clear. To enter a mixed number, we have to use the UND format above the fraction button. Second, and N over D puts our mixed number format in the screen. 5, move over to the numerator. 2, move down. 3, move over. Plus, we have another mixed number. Second, fraction puts my mixed number format. 4 for my whole number, 1 on the top, 2 on the bottom, move over. Hit enter and we get 61/6. To change this to a mixed number, we're going to hit second and our button that says ND to UND, mixed number. Hit enter. We have 10 and 1/6. We can toggle and change that to a decimal. The N over D button can be used in other situations. Anytime you see math in a fraction format, we can use the N over D button. Here's an example. 5 cubed plus 11 times 5 over 2 times 3 squared. This is simple two problems, 5 cubed plus 11 times 5 divided by 2 times 3 squared. But anytime we see a problem that looks like a fraction, we can enter it as a fraction. We don't have to enter it as two separate problems. So we're going to hit our N over D button, and on the top, we're going to enter 5 cubed. 5. Recall from the last video, to put the exponent of 3, we'll use our caret button. 3. We have to move over, plus 11 times 5. We'll move to the denominator and type 2 times 3 and my x squared. Then we're going to move out from underneath the fraction. I always like to take a minute to check and see if what I have typed in the screen matches my problem exactly. 5 cubed plus 11 times 5 in the numerator and 2 times 3 squared in the denominator. We hit enter. The calculator does all the math and gives us the answer of 10. You do not have to enter it separately. You can enter it as one problem anytime it looks like a fraction. Another example is when you are trying to find slope. Slope can be a very tricky topic for many students on the GED, but one thing I like to point out is the slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, can be entered using the fraction button if you can get the numbers in the equation correctly. So if I have the point 4, 5 and the point -2, 9, and the question is, what's the slope of the line that goes through these 2 points? Using this formula, we have x1 and y1, x2 and y2. We can take those numbers, substitute them in the formula. y2, 9, minus y1, 5. 9 minus 5. And in the denominator, x2, -2, minus 4. -2 minus 4. I can hit my N over D button, type 9 minus 5 in the numerator, Go to the denominator, -2 minus 4. Move out. The calculator is going to do the math. It's not going to make any mistakes with integer rules. It's going to simplify the fraction. And when I hit enter, we get the answer -2/3. As I said, if you have not studied slope yet, you may not understand exactly what this example is showing you, but just keep in the back of your mind that you can use the slope formula and the fraction button to find the slope when you're given 2 points. And now it's time to practice. I encourage you to get to know your calculator, get very comfortable with it, and learn as many tips and tricks as you can for your calculator to help you on test day.